Got one today from my client up in Canada. It is a 70-user electric company, and it's a co-managed ecosystem. So right now, their IT guy, all he handles is the server work specifically, and everything from switches up all the way through to cybersecurity is handled by their MSP. They're looking to switch, but of course, as long as it's cost-effective. So hoping the meeting goes well, and it turns into something. Hoping we can do it for a better price.
Yeah, so I got one from my client in New Jersey. It's a pretty big nonprofit. We work with a lot of nonprofits in the area, and I had caught the CFO. She was out doing an event really far away from her office. She said, "Give me, some times for next week. We're definitely open to an intro call." Almost asking me for the meeting before I even could. So, I'll take that. And she actually knows my owner. They did an event, I think, a few years back, but about 800 users. She's going to have her IT guy on the call just to see if there's anything we can take off his plate, because he's one guy managing 800 people, and some people use the same computer. There might even be more than 800. So we got an intro meeting with them next week. It should be a promising one.
All right, so I got an appointment today for my client in Utah. It is with a pretty big health clinic, multi-location, probably about 300 plus employees. I spoke with their IT manager about 2 weeks ago, and he wanted some information about us. They don't ever use MSPs for anything, not even outside companies, unless they're bringing on new technology, new software. So he was not really open to a conversation. Said, "Hey, send me some information. We are building out a new building, and we'll need some help with wiring, just some new infrastructure." So I sent him over some information, followed up today, and he's open to a conversation. He was a little hesitant at first still since our last conversation. He's just not really sure how to utilize us, but he said he is open to a conversation to see if it's something that we can help out with. He wants just kind of a rundown of our services, just to see if we can help out with that new building that they're putting in next year. So we set it for about a week out, and it should be an interesting conversation. They're a pretty large company, so hopefully we can get in. We work with a lot of other companies. He had questions about, who else do we work with? We're only local, and we do a lot of service work and projects for really large companies. So I think we have kind of that authority to back us, to build trust with them. So we'll see how the conversation goes, but if we can land it, it should be a really, really good opportunity.
Just set one up for one of my clients out in Ohio. It's with a school district. The director wanted to hop on a Teams chat later next month in September. They have about 800 users, multiple servers. So that's including staff and students, of course, but it should be a pretty good one. Just an introductory level meeting for us to get to know them, and also for my client to be able to display his services.
So I got an appointment for my Denver client earlier this morning. The person I talked to takes care of the IT decisions over there. They already got a company that they're working with, but open to having options. Have about 40 users, 3 to 4 locations. So we're going to go in there and show them what we can do. Hopefully get them something to keep on file, since they do have a contract with them for another 2 to 3 years. But there's a lot of things that can change in the IT realm of things. So hopefully that's sooner than later, and they'll have that on file.
All right, I got one today for my client in Ohio. We talked to the IT director over there. They have about 70 users, so it's getting big, and it's getting to the point where they're thinking about possibly needing co-managed solutions at some point. So we're going to get out there next week and kind of show them what we can do and how we can help in that realm. Again, 70 users and one server there, and then they have a virtual server as well. So looking forward to it.
I was calling for my client in Wichita, and I got this roofing company on the phone. Talked to the owner, and he directed me to the COO and to email him some information. He emailed me back in 30 minutes. Wanted to set up a meeting, so I set the meeting for Friday. They have 22 users, 2 servers, and 1 location.
Alright, so set an appointment for my client in Oklahoma City. It's with an architectural firm. They only got about 14 users. Their corporate's in London. But outsourced to a company right now for, some on-site work, onboarding and offboarding. I talked to the director over there, and she said she's just looking for an IT company that's kind. So interesting one. We're going to go in and pitch them next week, show them what we have to offer, and hopefully move forward pretty quickly with them.
Got 2 today. First one's for my guy up in Pittsburgh. It was kind of funny. I called this guy about a week ago-ish. He was having a lot of internal problems. He is the owner slash business consultant slash meta universe guy there. So it was a very unique title. I thought it was pretty cool. He's saying currently they have about 6-7 computers. They're not big, but currently their whole phone system needs replaced. So he was having a lot of buying questions on the phone with me today, and he was also just asking about IT, seeing if we went with both of them for IT and phone. So the conversation is going to be, I think, next week, next Tuesday. It's going to be a Teams meeting to start off with. I hopefully at least do a quote at least. Considering how many buying questions he's asked me, I'm hoping we can get some numbers over to him. That's the first one. And then the second one is for my guy down in Houston. It was a unique call. I spoke to this office manager about 2 weeks ago. He let me know that they have about 10 computers. They're having some computer problems because computers were about 10 years old. And then also that the current IT company didn't sell any hardware. So he wanted just my contact info. I sent him over an email and then followed up with him again this morning. It actually was kind of funny. He clicked through my email, went straight to our website, and found time with our COO. So it was a unique. It was a unique appointment. And it was a unique opportunity. So hopefully they already scheduled time. He already knows all their pain points. I only know there are about 10 computers, and I didn't even know the fact that they were going to be looking into buying hardware until I called my client today about it. And he gave me the whole rundown of what the appointment's going to be all about.
So set an appointment for one of my clients. I've been trying to get in touch with this guy for a couple of months now. Every time I've given him a call, he said, hey, I'm going to be really busy, call me back next month. So I got him at the beginning of this month, and he said, hey, call me back towards the end of the month. So called him today, and I said, hey, I know you've been busy, but I want to get some time on your schedule, show you how our platform, see how we can help you out. And he was receptive. He said, let's finally get something on the schedule. So set up an appointment for this Friday. They have roughly 10 users, one main server. But what they're thinking about doing is they're trying to do cloud migration. So that's a good project for my client to take on and get his foot in the door. And he was pretty receptive about hearing some of the other services that we offer. But the cloud migration is the way in, and that's what we're going to run with. So.
Got word and confirmation that we closed a deal for the Normandy School District to help them out with Chromebooks, AC adapters, and they need help still for managed services. So I think that's going to be the next thing on the list of things that we do for them. But there's a lot of hardware deals that are about to happen with them because they have the money for it, for the E-rate funding, and we are a supplier of that, of a lot of the hardware they'll need. So it ends up being, I want to say, about $4 grand, $3 or $4 grand worth of equipment that we just gave them, just some adapters. But for me, that equals about $700 or $750 in a check.